Hello, my PUC second year students. Today's discussion topic is chapter 4.8 Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas established a large empire in South India and ruled for a long time. They ruled from 753 to 978 CE. In the beginning, they were the feudatories of Chalukyas of Badami. The word Rashtrakuta denotes power. Rashtra denotes country and Kuta means head. They called themselves Lattaluru Puravaradhishwaras in their inscriptions, and hence it is called said that they belong to Lattaluru. It means Laturu in Maharashtra, and Garuda was their royal emblem. Manyakheta or Malakheda in Gulbarga district was their capital. Danti Durga was the first ruler of Rashtrakutas. He defeated the Chalukyas of Badami. Krishna first succeeded him. He completely defeated the Chalukyan king Kirti Varman. He built the monolithic Kailasanatha temple at Ellora. This is very important. Monolithic Kailasanatha temple built at Ellora by Krishna first. Then Govinda second who came to power after him was weak and hence Dhruva dethroned him and came to power. Next, Dhruva, another king of Rashtrakuta. He is prayed 782 793 CE. Dhruva was prominent among the early Rashtrakuta rulers. He spread his fame in North India. When he came to power, the political condition in North India was chaotic. The rulers of Pratihara and Bengala had an eye on the throne of Kanauj. Vatsa Raja of Pratihara attacked Kanauj and defeated Indrayudha. During the same time, Dharmapala of Bengal went to conquer Vatsa Raja but was not successful. Under these circumstances, Dhruva went on conquest of North India with his children Indra and Govinda III and defeated Vatsaraja and Dharmapala. As a result of this, Ganga and Yamuna basin came under the control of Dhruva. After this victory over North India, he invaded Vengi, but Vishnuvardhana IV, the Vengi ruler, did not fight but gave his daughter Sheila Bhattarike in marriage to Dhruva. Dhruva defeated the Ganga ruler Shivamara at Mudugundara and imprisoned him. He appointed his elder son Stamba as the head of Gangawadi province. He defeated Nandivarman, Nandivarman II, the Palwa ruler of Kanchi, and received many elephants as tribute. He had titles like Dhara Varsha, Sri Vallabha, Narendra Sena, and Kali Vallabha. These are the titles of Dhruva. Next, another great king Govinda III. His period is 793 to 814 CE. After Dhruva, his son Govinda III came to power in 793 CE, but his brother Stamba opposed it. Gangas and Pallavas helped Stamba. Angered by this, Govinda III defeated Stamba and imprisoned him, but later released him and made him the head of Gangawadi. He had released Ganga ruler Shivamara, who was in prison. But since he helped Stamba, he was sent back to jail again. Political cause continued in North India even during the time of Govinda III. Nagabhatta and Pratihara ruler Dharmapala of Bengal and Chakrayudha of Kanauj were trying to extend their supremacy. Govinda III started his conquest of North India in 800 CE. Nagabhatta II, who feared Govinda III, ran away from the battlefield. Chakrayudha surrendered to Govinda. Dharmapala backed away from the battle and paid tributes. The army of Govinda III marched up to Himalayas. The inscriptions tell that Govinda's horses drank the water flowing at the foothills of Himalayas and his elephants bathed in the Ganges. The Gangas, along with Pandyas and Kerala rulers, attacked the Rashtrakutas in 803 to 4 CE. Govinda III defeated them and captured their royal emblems. Govinda III defeated Pallava ruler Dantivarma and secured tributes from him. At the same time, the Simhalan ruler surrendered to Govinda III by sending his statue. During the time of Govinda III, the Rashtrakuta Empire extended from Himalayas in the north to Kanyakumari in the south and Saurashtra in the west to Bengal in the east. The whole of India came under the influence of the Rashtrakutas. He had titles like Jagatunga, Prabhutavarsha, Sri Vallabha, and Tribhuvan Dhavala. Next about Govinda. Next about Amogha Varsha first is the greatest king of Rashtrakuta. He is prayed 814 to 878 CE. He was the son of Govinda III. Amoghavarsha came to power in 814 CE. He was called Sharva. He was a minor when he took over the reins. Hence, his uncle Karka looked after the administration for a few years. Amoghavarsha is considered the greatest among the Rashtrakuta kings. His cultural achievements are greater than his military achievements. What are the achievements of Amoghavarsha? First, Amoghavarsha defeated the Vengi Chalukyan ruler Gunaga Vijayaditya III at Lingavalli in 830 CE and forced him to retreat. The northern parts of Ganga Empire were under the control of Bankesha, the commander of Amoghavarsha. Though the Ganga king Rachamalla tried to conquer these places, he was not successful. Bankesha had his influence till Kaidala near to Tumkur. Niti Marga Yarayenga, who came to power after Rachamalla defeated Amoghavarsha in the Rajaramudi battle near Kolara in 1856 CE. Amoghavarsha gave up conflicts with the Ganga and other kings and developed matrimonial alliances. He gave his daughter Chandra Labbe in marriage to Ganga Bhutuga. He was son of Arayenga. Sheila Mahadevi was married to Vishnuvardhana, the son of Vijayaditya of Vengi. and another daughter, Shankha, was married to Nandi Varma III, the Pallava ruler of Kanchi. The Nilagunda and Shiruru inscriptions tell us that Amogavarsha was respected by the rulers of Anga, Vanga, Magadha, Malava, Vengi, and neighboring states. The Nilagunda and Shiruru inscriptions tells at that Amogvarsha was respected by the rulers of Anga, Vanga, Magadha, Malava, Vengi, and neighboring states. During his last days, Amogvarsha had to face the rebellion of Yuvaraja Krishna. His commander Bankesha faced this rebellion ably and made Krishna to repent and change. In memory of this victory, Amogavarsha built Bankapura in the name of Bankesha and made him the governor of Banavasi. Amogavarsha was tolerant to all religions, peace, peace loving, and a scholar himself. Sanjan inscription says that the cut of his left thumb as a sacrifice to Kollapura Mahalakshmi to protect his subjects from famine. Himself a poet, he wrote Prashnottara Ratnamala in Sanskrit. He patronized scholars like Jinasenacharya, Mahaviracharya, Shakatayana, Sri Vijaya, and others. Kaviraja Marga Kaviraja Marga is the first known Kannada work written by Sri Vijaya. Manyakheta, the capital, became very famous during his parade. Suleiman, the Arab traveler, visited his capital in 851 CE. He says that Rashtrakuta Empire is one of the four great empires of the world. Baghdad, China, Constantinople being the other three. Amogvarsha had title like Atishaya Dhavala, Nrupatunga, Veera Narayana, Sri Vallabha, Ratta Martanda, etc. Successors of Amogvarsha: Krishna II, Indra III, Amogvarsha II, Govinda IV, Amogvarsha III, Krishna III, and Karka II. They were the rulers of Rashtrakuta dynasty. Then cultural contributions. First one, religion. Rashtrakuta rulers had the great quality of religious tolerance, though they were followers of Vedic religion. They patronized Jainism and Buddhism also. Amogvarsha was a staunch devotee of Kolhapura Mahalakshmi. Brahmanas were engaged in performing yagnas and yagas. The kings gave donations and respected them. It is learnt that there was a Buddhist Sangha in Kanheri near Mumbai. Then literature. Rashtrakuta kings were patrons of literature. Some kings were writers themselves. The number of Kannada inscriptions increased. Kaviraja Marga, the first Kannada work, was composed by Sri Vijaya. Kaviraja Marga informs us that Kannada Nadu extended from Kaveri to Godavari. Literature developed immensely during their period. Ponna, who lived in the court of Krishna III, He wrote Shantinatha Purana and Bhuvanakya Rama Bhyudaya. He had the title Ubhaya Kavi Chakravarti. Pampa, who was in the court of Arikesri II, the feudatory of Rashtrakutas at Vemula Vada. He wrote Vikramarjuna Vijaya or Pampa Bharata and Adi Purana. He is called Adi Kavi of Kannada. Shivakottacharya Shivakottacharya wrote Vaddaradhane. It is called the first prose work of old Kannada. Sanskrit literature also developed well. Then other works. Shakatayana by Shabdanushasana. Mahaviracharya Ganita Sara Sangraha. Amogha Varsha written the book name Prashnottara Ratnamala. Then Trivikrama wrote Madalasa Champu. Jinasenacharya Adi Purana and Pashwa Bhyudaya. Then Asaga Vardhamana Purana. Then Halayuda Mruta Sanjeevini and Kavirahasya etc. were the important Sanskrit works of this period. Then art and architecture. Rashtrakuta rulers have given wonderful contribution to art and architecture. They built structural temples, cave temples and basadis. Ellora, Ajanta and Elephanta are the centers of their art. Ellora. This is the place. In this place, Rashtrakuta ruler Krishna first built the wonderful monolithic temple, that is the Kailasanatha temple. In this Ellora, there are 16 cave temples. 16 cave temples at Ellora in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra, and 5 of them belong to Hinduism. The monolithic stone temple of Kailasanatha is world famous. This temple was built by Krishna first in 770 CE. The temple is 164 feet long and 109 feet wide and 92 feet high. The temple, which has a Mahadwara, quadrangle, shikhara and linga, is in Dravida style. The sculpture of Shivalila in this temple attract the attention of the tourist. 2 pillars and 2 huge elephants have been carved near the temple. There is Nandi Mantapa in front. There are 5 temples of subordinate deities around the Garbhagriha. Sculptures of Ashta Dikpalakas, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati have been carved. Ravana holding the Kailasa mountain is attractive, and hence the temple gets the name Kailasanatha. Dr. V.A. Smith has called his temple as one of the greatest artistic works of the world. The other Hindu temples at Ellora are Ravana's cave, Dashavatara, Rameshwara, then Dumarlena caves, etc. Apart from them, Neelkanta cave, Indrasabha, Jagannatha Sabha cave temples are also here. Then another place, it is called Elephanta. Elephanta, which is an island 6 miles from Mumbai, has seven caves. Its ancient name was Goravapuri. The Portuguese called the huge Elephanta here as Elephanta, and hence the name. The Trimurti sculpture in the central cave is related to the three incarnations: creation, protection, and destruction of God. The idol, which is 18 feet high, is carved between two half pillars. Dwarapalaka, Ardhanarishwara, Shiva Parvati, and other bas reliefs have been beautifully carved. The paintings in the cave temples of Ellora are witness to the fact that they patronized painting. Okay, my dear students, in today's lesson, we had discussed about Rashtrakuta dynasty, the great kings of Rashtrakuta, and cultural contributions of Rashtrakuta, etc. points we had studied. I think all of you understood. Thank you for watching and listening.